Hi. Okay, so I wanted to show you how you can sign up for a campaign on Vote Forward. So first, start with the website votefwd.org and log into your account. So I'm already logged in here. So hopefully you know how to log in. If you don't, I can do a video on that too. So anyways, once you're logged in, then you should start here at your dashboard. Let's see, maybe not. So if you probably come to this screen and then you can visit your dashboard, which if you have not signed up for any letters, I don't know that it will have super a lot of information there. So like here you can see that I have been working on this Georgia U.S. Senate runoff campaign. I've adopted 40 voters and I have prepared 40 letters, but I have not mailed them yet. So I can adopt 5 more, but let's get you started in the main page. So when you come here, I think this is what you would see. And you see they have one active campaign, which is the Georgia runoff. So wherever you go, that's the only place you're going to find it there. So you just click on Browse Campaigns. And let's see, the one that's left is this Georgia runoff. They were doing a social campaign, which I think truthfully was the same as the political campaign. So anyways, you click on Georgia runoff and it gives you information. This is like a brief information page. And then there's another page that gives you a little bit more, and we'll go to that in a second. So send ASAP by Tuesday, November 29th, which is really cutting it close. So I would suggest that you get them out before Thanksgiving, just because I know the mail in Georgia, maybe everywhere, but I have a friend in Georgia who tells me it's particularly slow. It tells you what we're doing. We're writing letters to Democratic-leaning voters in Georgia for the runoff on December 6th. It tells you why it's important. We are targeting fellow citizens who are unlikely to vote, but likely to vote for Democrats when they do cast a ballot. So we really want to increase the turnout. These are the people that may not show up to the ballot. So we're really hoping to encourage them. So the goal is to increase voter turnout. We are not writing letters telling them to vote for Raphael Warnock or to not vote for Herschel Walker. This is a relatively, I guess, nonpartisan, even though we are specifically targeting Democrats. Anyways, you click on write letters to voters in Georgia runoff, and it tells you how many people are left, how many voters they need letters to. So you click there, and then it will bring up the campaign again, and you can choose to adopt 5 voters or 20 voters. So if you've got a chunk of time, grab the 20. If you're like, oh, I don't really have that much time, grab 5. So I'm going to do that now. And then it will take a second to populate those voters. And it looks like they put them in. Yep. Okay. So then I don't want to go down too far because it lists the people's names. So, all right. So then what you do is you click download and print these letters. I'm not going to show you that because I can't do it without showing the person's, the people's information. So you click that, download and print these letters, and then it will, your computer will like ask you to save them. I just save them into a file that I have called delete on my desktop that I occasionally go through and delete because I'm not going to need these later. And once you save it, your computer should give you the option to just open it. It might be down here at the bottom of your window. So just click open, and then you will see the top page is a list of all the people that you're writing to. So it'll have either 5 names and addresses or 20 names and addresses, depending on what you selected. And then each letter will be behind that. So you're going to print the entire file. You can skip that first page because each letter at the very bottom has the name and address of who it's going to. So it's really important if you do your envelopes separate from your letters that you match your letter addressee, which is on the bottom of the letter, with who you address it to in your dear, and then match it to the envelope. So that can be a little confusing if you forget that these are addressed at the bottom, because each voter has a specific number that they are given. So if they want to opt out of future mailings. So we really need to make sure that the letter at the very bottom, it says who it's for. So it might say Christy Reich and then my address. And then, that's the name that you would write. So I generally print that top page just because at the end I check through, but I don't use it. I just do each letter at a time. And then once you have written all your letters, you end up, and go back to your dashboard. Maybe. Oh, I guess I'm at my dashboard. Okay, so then once you go to your dashboard, when you finish them, you can see down here at the bottom, it'll say finished, mark all letters as prepared. So I don't do that until I've actually got them all ready and stamped and enveloped. And then it will pop, that box will go over here and then it'll give you a place to click in the mail. So I mail that, or I click that once I've actually mailed them. And that's it. So it's pretty straightforward. There is one other thing that I wanted to show you, because somewhere in here is, I'm going to stop screen sharing for a second so that I can see if I can find this. So I'm going to stop sharing. Okay. So somewhere in here is an information page that just kind of talks about what they would encourage us to write. So the letter has a spot that says, I vote because, and then you fill in the rest, right? Like there's a blank. So what you fill in is dear whoever, I vote because, and there's a chunk of space. And then at the end, you just sign your name. And on the return address, you would write your first name, last initial, and vote forward. So like my return address is Christy R, vote forward. There's no actual address that we're using in this campaign. Maybe in the how-to. Yeah, so, okay. So up here at the how-to. So let me go back to our screen share. Oh, I guess hopefully you can see that. Yep. Okay. So we were in our dashboard and now I clicked over here to how to, and it tells you how to write letters to voters. So I would definitely read this because it kind of gives you, oh, and here's the letter. It talks about how we don't want to write. Oh yeah, here, this is the important part. So we don't want to say vote blue. We need to elect Democrats. Your vote could help us pick up more seats. It's really just encouraging people to get to the polls. And this is actually not the letter we're writing here. So our letter is, like I said, it has something about the runoff is coming up December 6th, and then I vote because. So, I just usually write something like each voice and each vote matter. And we have the opportunity to elect a candidate who will fight for our communities, and let's make our voices heard, or something along those lines. You are probably creative and clever and can come up with something awesome. So I think that's it. And I guess this whole thing tells you, oh, look, if this video is unhelpful, you can, all the directions are right here. Look at that, preparing letters. So you might want to just skim through that. But if you have any specific questions, I can probably help you out. All right. So I hope this was helpful, and thank you for volunteering your time. Bye.